This is a reading for the element of fire for the summer season. It began with a dream. The focus of the dream was on boundaries. Setting them, upholding them in an energetic way. In the last part of the dream, I was viewing something. The perspective was as though it was a video game or a movie. And there was a grouping of characters that were made of light, holographic, and they were shifting from adult forms to child forms, back and forth. And the words very clearly came through: next full moon, a wide open cosmic door. I don't know exactly what that means. But I believe the next full moon is Leo. No, Aquarius. The full moon is in Aquarius, the new moon is in Leo. But they will both be important, of course. Of course. Binding together. This is a road. Usually I see it as a road, but it's a tower today. Both. But this is the braiding together of ways. There's the door. And the moon. It's a period of manifestation, sure. But what does that, what is important to know about this door? It opens and it stays open. It opens and it stays open. This is about an internal. The door is internal. Something is pouring through. I'm seeing a person now with a doorway opening in their chest, and there is a very clear type of light. That is originating from above, which is important to distinguish because I don't always see, sometimes light comes from below. But this specific light is coming from above, down. And out. So it is not about an external walking through something, although it may reflect that way as well. But the point is that this is an internal letting out more than anything. So that the way may become clear. A clearing of sight. To see the way that is always being generated from inside of you. The road is inside of you. It is a clearing in the ability to see it actually originating from inside and becoming material. Watching it being made by your own walking. These two cards have been coming out together a lot recently. It's also the harmonizing of the three realms, the three stages of self, fundamental stages of self. And the three seats of consciousness within the body. Upper, lower, middle, heart, gut, mind. That rule of three is present on all layers, all dimensions, all modalities. Did you hear that? A door. You've been hiding too long. Come out. Now there is a person. Okay, so we're focusing on the energy of a person. And there is the gateway. And it's another 3, a lot of 3s. So these are the surrounding. This is somebody who is surrounded by heavy emotional, dense emotional energy. And I'm hearing the word conniving. Conniving. There is an emphasis on focusing forwards. See these 3 faces? This one has its eyes closed. This one is looking off to the side. This one is staring straight ahead. Courage. It knows where it's going. Maybe it doesn't know exactly where that will take it, but it knows the next step in front of it. And so it takes that step, and it takes the next. So these are external energies that are pulling attention, seeding fear. And that's always that's how the mechanism works. Typically, when someone begins to break free, individuate, distractions will appear. What's on the other side of the gate? That's a card to do with speaking, throat chakra. Just throat chakra, not necessarily speaking. That is a misunderstanding, that the throat chakra is purely about speech and vocalization. That's part of it. That is part of it. But in general, it's expression. And equally as important as speaking is not speaking. He's pointing to his throat, but his mouth is not open. Look at these lit up antennae. That's listening. That is sensory listening. Somebody who doesn't necessarily need to speak, and when they do speak, it matters. Their words are chosen. Tell me more about the other side of the gate, please. Individuation. That's a greater awareness of the holistic organism. Of self and of the world. They are the same. Awareness of one is awareness of other. And if they are not connected, then it is not true awareness. It's just cognitive, mentally constructed belief that has filtered through from other sources, external sources, but it is not true awareness if it isn't known within the body, if it isn't felt and understood on a cellular level. And this is at least getting closer to that point. I mean, there's this gateway again and again. And the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is not a bad thing. Inherently, it is the matrix. It is the webbing, the mental, the webbing of the mental plane. See this line that passes through this horizon? It's as though she sits on the moon. Sitting above this, seeing it for what it is. looking clearly at these energies for what they are, there's no power being lost to them. But it's definitely a big emphasis on boundaries, which comes back to that dream. A lot of facing of fear. And it may require steel. I'm hearing steel. This has to do with technology. I'm seeing there's a mirror. And I'm seeing the phone that I'm recording this on reflected in it. Perfectly centered. The cosmic eye, that everything is seen through. So this is about the relationship between man, humanity, and technology, specifically. Yes. How does that connect to this door? It is a shift, it is a juncture point. A juncture point. Is a juncture the same as a crossroads? Sort of similar, but not quite the same. It is where multiple things meet and then split apart again. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but that's how I'm understanding it. That's how it's coming through. a point where things meet and then split apart again. I'm staring out the window now. My head just got pulled around and I'm staring out the window at a huge evergreen tree, which is a symbol of the archetype of the father for me, the construct, the external construct that we live inside of. But the natural one. Not the enforced man-made construct, but the natural patterning of reality that is inherent to nature, that exists outside of anything that we humans may make up. Or really what we're making up is, however original we may think it is just an expression of that pattern, and either it is a clear expression or a distorted one. And we have been living in a distorted one for a long time. So this gateway, this juncture point, has something to do with that father God system, if you will, archetype, the external construct that is created by the beliefs of many, the patterns of many. And its enforcement. This is getting a little confusing for me now. The greater pattern and the singular pattern are separate things. The greater father construct and the singular father construct. My experience of the father construct, which is the relationship between me and the pattern of the external world, is a separate relationship than the greater collective one, which is also happening at the same time. So even though the whole is in a state of collapse and death, actually, it's going through a death process. It has been going through a death process for a while now, but that was made really specifically clear to me last fall. There was a big shift. It's been happening longer than that, but irrelevant right now. That's happening on the collective scale, on the personal scale. There's actually a reparation happening, a healing. And there's stability in that. If you have healed your own personal relationship, to the structures and the patterns, and you believe that they do not hold power over you, but they are actually a supportive system, a supportive scaffolding meant to give you freedom rather than to trap you. You believe in that natural mechanism, in that natural relationship. Then that becomes true regardless of what is happening in the greater body. But it takes a lot of focus and courage to maintain that belief when you are surrounded by this. But I see you doing it. It's happening. This is a straight line. I see this also as the three realms. In the lower world, this is the spiritual courage. That's the lower light, actually. Expanding. And these types of energies become pretty irrelevant when this state is fully embodied. And then this is the middle realm of creation and interpersonal relationships. Where these things are manifesting. But in the upper realm, everything is consolidated together. This is a consciousness that knows what it is. And so we also have the three combining together as one calibrated system. Okay. That feels complete. Bye for now.